The John Denver mystery is finally solved, and it isn't good. For decades, millions of fans have remembered John Denver as the gentle, nature-loving troubadour whose songs like Rocky Mountain High and Take Me Home Country Roads defined an era of American music. His 1997 death in a plane crash seemed a tragic accident, a beloved artist lost while pursuing his passion for flying. But the story we've been told about Denver's final flight omits crucial details that paint a far more troubling picture. Today, we're revealing the uncomfortable truths behind one of music's most sanitized tragedies, facts that challenge everything you thought you knew about Denver's last day. From a dangerously designed aircraft to battles with the FAA, from personal demons to possible intent, the real story of John Denver's fatal crash contains elements that the mainstream media quickly brushed aside in favor of a cleaner, more palatable narrative. These aren't just minor details lost in the fog of time. They're significant factors that completely transform our understanding of how and why one of America's most beloved singers met his end on that October afternoon in 1997. What you're about to learn will forever change how you think about John Denver's final journey. John Denver's death has long been presented as a straightforward tragedy, a skilled pilot encountering unexpected mechanical issues during a routine flight. But this simplified narrative falls apart under closer scrutiny. The real story involves a complex web of factors: questionable aircraft design, regulatory violations, personal struggles, and troubling questions about Denver's state of mind in those final moments. By examining each of these elements, a very different picture emerges. One that suggests Denver's crash wasn't just bad luck, but the culmination of a series of increasingly dangerous choices made by a man whose life had veered far from the wholesome image his fans cherished. Let's uncover the 5 critical aspects of Denver's fatal flight that have been consistently downplayed or ignored. Factors that together solve the mystery of what really happened over Metairie Bay on October 12, 1997. Music. Applause. Music 1. The plane he flew shouldn't have been airborne. When investigators pulled the wreckage of John Denver's aircraft from the waters of Metairie Bay, they quickly identified the Min model, a Rutan Long EZ, an experimental home-built aircraft that Denver had purchased second-hand just weeks before his fatal crash. This wasn't a standard factory-built plane with rigorous quality controls and extensive safety testing. It was essentially a kit plane assembled by a previous owner, a craft that came with unique handling characteristics and specific operational quirks that would challenge even experienced pilots. What made the Long EZ particularly problematic wasn't just its experimental status, but a specific design flaw that would prove catastrophic for Denver. Unlike standard aircraft where the fuel selector valve is positioned within easy reach of the pilot, the Long EZ that Denver was flying had its valve located behind the pilot's left shoulder, a position that required the pilot to completely take their attention away from flying the aircraft and physically contort their body to operate it. This awkward positioning wasn't a standard feature of all Long-EZ aircraft, but a modification specific to Denver's plane. The original builder had deviated from Rutan's blueprints. When placing the fuel selector valve, creating a uniquely dangerous configuration for a pilot to switch fuel tanks mid-flight in this aircraft, they would need to release the controls with one hand, twist their upper body nearly 180 degrees backward, locate the valve by feel since it wasn't visible from the cockpit, and then turn it to the correct position, all while maintaining control of the aircraft with their other hand. FAA investigators determined that this deadly design flaw likely played a central role in the crash. Denver had taken off with fuel in the right tank, but apparently ran low during the flight. When attempting to switch to the left tank, he would have had to perform the dangerous contortion required to reach the valve. In those critical moments of divided attention and physical twisting, he appears to have lost control of the aircraft, sending it into the fatal dive from which he couldn't recover. He died trying to twist his body mid-flight in a plane that should have never cleared takeoff, noted one aviation expert familiar with the investigation. This assessment captures a crucial truth. Denver's aircraft represented a perfect storm of dangerous design choices that created an accident waiting to happen. What makes this aspect of the tragedy particularly disturbing is that the plane had undergone an inspection just before Denver purchased it. Yet this critical safety issue wasn't flagged as a serious concern. The awkwardly positioned fuel selector valve represented